Hi, Trish. Um, you have a lot of questions for me. And as far as this little guy goes, seeing as it's not smoke, it doesn't smell like anything, and it doesn't make my hair smell or my house smell or my car smell, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm down to way less nicotine than I actually used to take. And to tell you the truth, because it's vapor, it's water mist, it's not actually smoke. It actually feels good, if that makes any sense, especially because I'm sick. And I've been sick for days, and really what it comes down to is that I have a sinus infection. Anyway, so you had some questions for me, and I think it's really kind of interesting and cool that you want to know about me. I guess I want to know about you too. Like, I watched your sailing videos, which are really awesome, and I love that. And a lot of your going to Tijuana and going to Mexico and stuff. So I think that's really an interesting kind of life. And when summertime comes around and you get to see me go to the beach and you get to see me go camping and all that good jazz, you'll have similar things to watch. Honestly, like, never vlogged really before, so this is a new experience. And really, honestly, I feel like I should have been a radio talk show host or something. I really should have. I have the gift of gab and the gift of communication, and definitely have a pretty decent vocabulary. But anyway, you had some questions for me. What kind of TV shows do I watch? Well, I guess that kind of depends. I think while I was recording previously, I think Gunsmoke or Bonanza or something was on. I don't know. I kind of like a plethora of things. I'll watch everything from really old TV shows like Little House on the Prairie, and let's see what else. Yeah, like Little House on the Prairie, and I don't usually watch Gunsmoke, but but I do watch Bonanza sometimes. I'm kind of odd. I like the Waltons. And what else? Usually what I watch are shows like CSI, House, Criminal Minds is one of my favorites. Criminal Minds. I have a major thing for Dr. Spencer Reed. Yeah. Yeah, he's a dork, and I love it. Let's see, so I watched that. What other stuff do I like to watch? I'm not a real big reality show fan. I don't like to watch, like, The Bachelor or blah, blah. No. What else? Like The Biggest Loser and stuff. Yeah, like, no, I don't watch that stuff either. I like Cesar Millan. I like to watch The Dog Whisperer. I like to watch Victoria Stilwell. I will watch Animal Cops. I know that that's awful disturbing to some people, and they just can't watch it. But the truth is that being in the line of work that I'm in, desensitization kind of happens when you've been exposed to that kind of thing a lot. And as much as you know, I guess it's a double-edged sword, because being desensitized to that kind of stuff is not really good in life, to be desensitized to that kind of traumatic things that happen to animals, that people put animals through. But in the same regard, it is like kind of a necessary evil of doing what I do, because if I encounter stuff like that, I need to be able to get through it, not just for the patient that I'm helping, but for all the patients that also need to get taken care of in that day besides that patient. So you don't ever get to help the ones that you get to help if you don't put up with all the bad stuff you have to see either. So and I cry, and I deal with that too. When I first started working, my very first litter of puppies, there was 6 of them, and 5 of them died from distemper, and I had to watch them, and I had to cry through all of that. Yeah, it was not fun. But the one that lived, or the cat that I watched get shot in the face, I didn't watch it get shot in the face, but we saved it after that. You know, I mean, if you're not capable of going through all the horrible stuff, then you don't ever get to do the good stuff, and nothing can ever replace seeing an animal make it through all of that. So that's kind of how that goes. I do not watch soap operas. I haven't watched soap operas since I lived with my grandma when I was a little girl, and I think we used to watch Santa Barbara. That's what we used to watch, Santa Barbara. It's my favorite soap opera ever, and it's no longer on anymore, of course. I do love to read. I have not been reading a lot recently, which is pretty sad, but a lot of my books are actually in storage because I'm in a temporary living situation, and I have my essentials kind of crammed into one room here, and it's kind of messy because I don't like being crammed, but so is life for right now. And so I don't have a lot of my comfort stuffs with me. I didn't even bring my favorite books with me. I don't think I didn't. Nope. And that's pretty unusual for me because one of the first things that I set up in any apartment is my bookshelf. It is my little odd little pleasure that I feel. I always used to have a joke with somebody else I used to live with, an ex I used to live with, that I didn't feel human. I didn't feel human or at home until my bookshelf was set up. So, and my bookshelf's just a cherry wood fold out bookshelf that's 4 tiers, and it gets jam packed full of books. When I move into my apartment in Rhode Island, I'll definitely give you a gander at that. Let's see, the last book I read to fruition, because I believe I've started several books and not finished them over a period of time, just due to life, pretty much. And I never used to be that way, but I haven't been settled for a while. The last book I read all the way through, I don't know. That's probably not a good question to ask me because I don't know. But I can tell you what some of my favorite books are. My favorite books are, let's see, The Mist of Avalon is one of them. Another one of my absolute favorites is The Talisman and Black House by Stephen King and Peter Straub. One of my absolute ultimate favorites is a book called, it's an obscure book, called The Kin of Ata Are Waiting for You. And her name is Sylvia Brown, I believe, or something like that, but it's not the psychic woman. It's not the Speak to the Dead lady. It's not that lady. It's, but I want to say her name is, I want to say that's her name, but anyway, but it's called The Kin of Ata Are Waiting for You, and it's not a very long book, but I absolutely love that book. Let's see, do I have any other really huge favorites? Thinking about all the, all in all, I consider myself to be a born-again Christian, and another series of mine that is my favorites is the Left Behind series, and also, which you might have guessed from my name. I don't even know how it came about, because my name Shayla, which is my coin on here, that's actually the name of a dragon, but I love the Clan of the Cave Bear series. I love all of those books. So, and I've read all of them multiple times. Let's see. How did I meet the friends that I'm staying with? My friend Tina and I lived together out on Block Island. I started working at the same place she was working at for the winter time, and let's see if I can give you a better kind of description of that. Let's see. How did I meet the friends that I'm staying with? My friend Tina and I lived out on Block Island together. I moved out there. I was homeless, and I moved out there to work for a horseback riding, like a trail guide place, and I worked there for the end of the summer of 2000, and October came, and it was freezing cold, and I lived above the barn, and I had no hot water, and but I didn't want to leave the island. I had moved out there, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So what I did was I got a job at the grocery store, and Tina worked at the grocery store, and so we wound up sharing a room. She had one room, I had another, and there was a bathroom in the middle that we had to share. It had 2 doors, and we had to share it. And so that first winter out on Block Island, we lived together, and I lived out there for 3 years, and she lived out there for, I think, 2 more years after I left. And we've just been friends ever since, and Clayton is her husband. So, it is, it's not a bad situation. I actually really like it. I don't want to live in Connecticut. I really would rather live in Rhode Island. So, working towards that at this point. I have an apartment pretty much set up. In fact, tomorrow, I go to look at my apartment in Rhode Island, and meet the people who are going to rent it out to me. They are in-laws, basically. Basically, they are in-laws of a really good friend of mine. And so I get to go up and meet them tomorrow, and they're going to meet me, and they're going to meet my dogs, and I'm pretty sure everything's going to be okay. I was pretty much raised by my grandparents, so in a lot of ways I'm kind of old school as far as like how I deal with people, and the niceties of being around other people. And my grandfather was very religious, and he brought me up. I wasn't always receptive to his instruction, but he did teach me, you know, some things that have proven really beneficial in my life, as far as how to treat people, and how to behave, and how to like myself for those things, and how to respect myself, and how to expect respect from other people. And that's been really monumental in my life. So yeah. Yeah, no e-cigarette. Well, I showed it to you when I first got on, but I'm sorry, they're kind of a staple in my life, but really they're kind of non-intrusive. In real life, they're kind of non-intrusive. But anyway, thank you for being kind of interested and and wondering about me. I'm always happy to share. I never really have a problem, you know, letting people know what's going on with me, or who I am, or how I feel about stuff. I'm pretty opinionated. I'm a Taurus, so yeah, I'm pretty opinionated, and I have no qualms about that whatsoever. Not really. And the truth is that I love to talk, and I always have. Since I could talk, I talked. Absolutely. So, but you seem really interesting, and you just seem like the kind of person that I'd love to get to know. So I'd love to know about you. I'd love to know kind of what makes you tick. What do you do? Where do you go? Where's your favorite place to go that you've been in this life? What's your favorite activity to do? And how did you get your dogs? You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you very much for watching.